this tutorial, we're going to be working with the Magic Wand. So let's open up the desk Magic Wand and take a look at what we've got here. Now, the problem with this file is that we've got a background which is very close to the color of the actual object, and that makes using this type of tool a little difficult. Let's set up the file the same way as the other one. So I'm going to create my new layer, fill it with my background or foreground color, and put it underneath. Now I'm going to go back up to the layer with the object in it and locate the Magic Wand tool. Now the Magic Wand tool, your tolerance probably is set to 32 to start, but this allows us to select all the contiguous colors that are close to the color that I'm clicking on, and you'll see that if I click once now, it's selecting a lot more than I really want it to. So what we need to do is undo that selection with Control D or deselect and change our tolerance to much lower numbers. I'm going to even try 3 and click and see how well it does. Now you'll see that it's made a selection around the object that looks a little bit more accurate. Now we can add to that selection with the Shift click method, and we can select the holes that we have there, and now we're ready to delete that background just by pressing the delete key. And now if we do Control D to undo our selection, you'll see that we did okay with this object, but it's not really a perfect selection. Now these types of methods, these automatic methods, are only good when you have really good clean edges between your object. So this file is not perfect, but we're going to go on anyway. Let's go ahead and save your work. And I'm going to open up the rooster file instead. Now with this one, we're also going to be working with a mask versus just deleting the background, because that's a smarter way to work. But it's going to start off by using the same tool. Let's add a little bit more tolerance here, and then start clicking. Now you'll notice that when we click, we're just selecting a small region. We're not selecting everything. So often when you use this tool, you have to do a lot of shift clicking to add to the selection. So I'll use shift click held down a lot, and I just want to go in and select all the different areas that seem like they're not getting selected. And it's going to take a little bit of clicking around for sure. So I'm going to select all those areas outside. And it's not a bad idea also to zoom in a little bit so that you can get more accurate around your object. So I'm going to zoom in with the Control plus, and it looks like it's doing pretty good actually. If I look around the object, the selection around it looks pretty decent. You'll see it's missing things like that, but that's actually a feather. Here you'll notice it didn't get into that corner really easily, so I might just try and select those areas. You've got to be careful. If it goes too far, you might have to undo that one little step. But otherwise, it looks pretty good. Just add a little bit more to the selection here and there. You'll see we've got a pretty decent selection with a little bit of effort. So I'm going to zoom out, and now what we're going to do is we're going to use a mask. Now, right now, our mask is actually masking the background, not the object, and that's going to be important. So if I go down to Quick Mask, and I can't do it until I make this a layer, by the way, and of course, make the other layer, put it on top. I'll fix that here in a second. Anyway, now that I have that layer, we're going to be using this mask tool. It's called Quick Mask. Just click on it, and you'll see that we made a mask. The problem is that we masked the object, or the background, not the object, and we need it reversed. So it's pretty easy. Just with that layer selected, just click on the mask, do Control I, and that inverses it. You might see that we've got a couple little problems here and there, but overall it's not too bad. Let's try filling that with color, putting it underneath, and now we can definitely see the results of that mask. You may see a little bit of areas like this right here, and so one of the nice things about masks is that you can actually turn on that mask and see it by itself, and you can use the brush tool to fix things. You can brush in, whoops, black reveals, white conceals, so I need that to be black. You can fix a little bit with a brush tool. When you're done, go ahead back to RGB and save your work.